We are Nova Medical School, Nova School of Medicine and Nutrition. The school's strategy has three goals. First, to promote cutting-edge education in the health area. Second, to develop rigorous research focused on solving society's health problems. Third, providing community service that meet existing market demands. Pedagogical innovation drives the entire Nova Medical School academic community. Changes in both curricula and pedagogy were needed to prepare students for the demands of an increasingly complex healthcare system, as graduate competencies have shifted from knowledge to the ability to solve complex problems, communicate, and collaborate effectively. One common thread of our approach to education is early professional contact. Students learn better when they see how knowledge and skills can be applied to their professional practice. This is common to undergraduate medical and nutrition students, to our professional master's programs, and to our research master's and PhD programs. This common thread allows Nova Medical School to conquer a top position nationally and internationally. Nova Medical School has many affiliated healthcare institutions. This allows for the best faculty-to-student ratio among the Portuguese medical schools and allows students to have contact with a rich case mix of patients of different cultural and socioeconomic backgrounds, as well as diverse medical conditions. These features help our students to be better prepared when they face the needs of patients and healthcare institutions in their future practice. Recently, Nova Medical School invested on undergraduate and postgraduate training in nutrition. Our courses differentiate themselves by the focus on practical skills in clinical, laboratory, and public health nutrition. Our nutrition students are encouraged to take holistic yet efficient approaches to diagnosis and interventions. And our first cohort of undergraduates completed their bachelor's in 2022. Postgraduate education and lifelong learning throughout professional life are areas where Nova Medical School will strive to become even better. As health professional recertification is becoming ever more important, we will continue to make a bridge between academia and professional practice. We will diversify professional development courses aimed at improving technical skills through hands-on practice. This type of professional education is relevant not only for recent graduates, but also for more experienced professionals in various health areas. Research at Nova Medical School is focused not only on the discovery and development of new diagnostic and therapeutic tools, but also at ensuring the implementation of effective strategies for the treatment and prevention of disease in the community. The multi-institutional environment at Nova Medical School allows us to test the results of basic research in clinical settings and to turn interventions proven to be effective into standard practice, thus improving the way how new treatments reach patients. Concept mapping is a way of representing knowledge integrated into a network of concepts, initially described by Nova in 1984. At Nova Medical School, concept mapping was first introduced in 2002 in the curricular unit of pathophysiology. This method allows for the visual display of pathophysiology learning during the analysis of problem-based learning cases. We have demonstrated that the use of concept maps stimulates the learning of pathophysiological concepts and facilitates tutorial session dynamics. The main purpose was to improve meaningful learning of pathophysiological mechanisms, and learning happens when students working in small groups reflect on clinical vignettes and create conceptual maps. The maps are then presented and discussed by the whole tutorial group, and the incomplete maps were also used to solve short clinical cases in which students were asked to fill in the gaps. In the last 20 years, Nova Medical School implemented several curricula for medical students, and learning through concept mapping also had several iterations to incorporate evidence in health professional education. For example, problem-based learning cases have been replaced by clinical vignettes as more authentic triggers for the learning process related to the study of pathophysiological mechanisms. The representation of this learning process continued to be done through the construction of concept maps by students during tutorial sessions. The process involves identifying concepts, selecting them by importance, and finding hierarchical relations between them. Concept maps can be a visual aid in the cognitive analysis of a problem, displaying clearly the concepts and links between them. Recent evidence suggests that concept maps are important in three key areas of healthcare professional education: linking basic sciences with clinical practice, developing clinical reasoning, and interprofessional and group learning. We are currently expanding the use of concept mapping to clinical areas with a pilot project in the family medicine course. In the academic year of 2021-22, we tested its application with a group of 40 students and explored qualitatively experiences of these students with the methods. In the academic year of 2022-23, it will be applied to all fifth-year medical students as a tool to facilitate clinical reasoning in complex patients within the context of primary healthcare. In the future, as the next curriculum for medical students will use team-based learning, we want to explore how concept maps and team-based learning can be integrated. Nova Medical School is preparing a new curriculum for its Masters in Medicine. It will use team-based learning as one of its three main teaching methods. In the academic year of 2020-21, the Gynecology and Obstetrics course piloted the use of team-based learning to facilitate learning for medical students in 3 classes, roughly 130 students. The pilot was done in collaboration with the LAMS Foundation with the support of Professor Pedro Marvão from the Nova Medical School Education Office. The team-based learning session, with a duration of 2 hours and 30 minutes, is structured in 3 distinct stages: the individual preparation phase, the phase of evaluation of the acquisition of concepts, and a final stage of the application of concepts. A week in advance, the instruction for assessing the team-based learning session, the learning objectives, and recommended teaching materials for its preparation were made available at the Moodle platform, both theoretical classes recorded in PowerPoint and suggested reading. In the first part of the class, which took place through the Learning Activity Management System platform, students answered a 10 multiple-choice question test, and this is called an Individual Readiness Assurance Test. This test must be done individually and without consulting the suggested reading. Afterwards, the students were randomly allocated to teams of 6. In this phase, students answer the same 10 multiple-choice questions in what is called the Team Readiness Assurance Test. They discussed the answers among themselves, and after reaching a consensus, they submitted their team answer and received immediate feedback. Students were allowed to change their choices until they found the correct answer. After the Team Readiness Assurance Test, teams could also raise questions and ask for clarifications from senior academic clinicians who answered their questions, ensuring the understanding of key concepts. In the last part of the class, which is called an application exercise, students were faced with a clinical vignette framed like a real-life scenario. In the same teams, they worked together to solve problems and to justify their decisions, always with the support and guidance of a clinical expert. At the end, team-based learning facilitators discuss the learning outcomes achieved. Since 2021-22 academic year, all students will attend 4 team-based learning sessions covering family planning, pre-eclampsia, preterm delivery, and bleeding in the second half of the pregnancy. Nova Medical School is presently at the threshold of a new era. We will move to new facilities and we will implement new curricula at the Masters in Medicine. The opportunity to move to new purpose-built buildings has created the conditions to profoundly change the curriculum and to implement innovative learning methods. We are progressing to a fully integrated, competency-based curriculum with 3 methodologies at the backbone: team-based learning, simulation, and programmatic assessment. Team-based learning will provide the structure for learning basic and clinical sciences while actively developing reasoning skills. Simulation will be intensively and extensively used from the very first day to train and acquire practical and communication skills. Programmatic assessment will support the whole learning process by adopting a frequent low-stakes assessment with constant feedback and multiple remediation opportunities. We, at the Nova Medical School, are excited with this unique opportunity, and we are confident that the new curriculum and building will be an outstanding example of innovation. Come and visit us in 2024.